Hey, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Racha HaKodash, double honors to our apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. This Rob Amar for the Nebraska camp. And just wanted to do we was going over some dealing with the quantum computers and came over some interesting information. Knowing the quantum computers are able to calculate, at and make decisions at a critically faster rate than a regular computer can. It's like multiple, processes at once instead of, one thing processing after one thing. It's like one hand moving and the other hand moving, your toes moving, your fingers moving, your knuckles moving. It's like that kind of thinking all at once. And when you pair that with AI, man, the ability to take action, to process and make a decision, you pretty much got Dr. Strange, in computer form. The ability to process hella information and come to a decision. Because we all know ChatGPT, or you can put anything in there and it's going to say, hey, this is what you do. The quantum chip gives it the ability to do it hella faster and gather a whole lot more information and come up with a whole lot more scenarios. So it's very, we're getting close to the end of this thing, because once you pair that up with a robot, you put an AI system in a robot to where it can but walk around, observe, move around, move out of crowds and stuff like that, climb up elevations. And then you got the quantum chip, which it's also speculated that the quantum chip will circumvent GPS because it'd be real-time tracking of the environment you're in. So if it doesn't need GPS to track based off the power of the computer, how much more is it towards a robot, being able to actively run terrain, observe people, see who's a threat, see who's not a threat, and process all this information in real time. That's a real-time combat machine that you can create. You can look it up, but they won't make the connection, but you could put two and two together. You have a missile that can make adjustments. And we went into that. All right, we went and looked it up. It says, we looked up, can quantum computing with AI paired together be used to calculate the logical best move during combat? It says, yes, pairing quantum computing with AI can be used to calculate the logical best move during combat, but only at the high level strategic and theater command level, not for split-second frontline actions. You know what I'm saying? Which is BS if it can, because they'll tell you that it can quantify information at a rate that's way faster than a computer. Go ahead. It says the real frontline winner, quantum sensing. While quantum computers stay in the lab, quantum sensors are compact enough to be deployed directly into active combat gear. They do not calculate strategies, but they provide unjammable data. So that's another thing, is that they don't have to worry about EMPs and things like that, outside sources messing up those, especially the missiles, okay, where they can, you can't blow up a satellite and then all of a sudden those missiles are out of whack. And that reminds us of, the verse that, going to Revelations 9:15. Okay, even though the Lord going to put his hands on it, but the Lord created the smith to blow up the coals in the fire. So he can create these scientists to create missiles in a way that is going to fulfill prophecy. Because the scripture said, none shall miss her mark. It says, and the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, which is 2,000,000. And I heard the number of them, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and adjacent and a brimstone, which is the components of a thermonuclear missile. Same thing that was in the components of what was mixed in with Sodom and Gomorrah being destroyed. Okay, it says, in the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, which is known to which is a representation of devouring, and out of their mouths issue fire and smoke and brimstone. You see, by these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire, by the smoke, and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouths. All right, their power is in their mouth and in their tail, which is the thrusters. Okay, for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. Speaking about these missiles. All right, now we're gonna go into Joel chapter 2. All right, verse 3. It says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. And the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, nothing shall Salakia, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run, like the noise of chariots on the tops of the mountains. Shall they leap? And you can hear, like, especially when rockets are going off, you hear a lot of rumbling, and it sounds like a bunch of horses from the crackling of those thrusters. So it's like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their rank. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. You know what I'm saying? So these missiles are going to hit their mark. They're not going to bump into each other. They're not going to be misdirected. EMPs. They're not going to be like the Iron Dome. Them things going to be able to calculate and move out of the way of an incoming missile. It's going to be able to calculate, say, hey, that's something coming at me, and then shift over to the left or to the right, and have that ability through those sensors. And AI, between AI and the quantum chip, is going to be able to make a real in-flight decision. You know what I'm saying? They're no different from a drone, having those sensors, just like you got the when you drive in your car and you start getting close to the line, the steering wheel eject back, man. So how much more does it have for those type of sensors that are way more high-powered to calculate where to go, how to go, without you being in there. Hell, and I was talking to the brothers like, shit, you could put a helmet on a jet pilot. He don't even have to, because it's gonna be real-time reaction. It ain't like when you power something up or you tap on something and it has to relay through the cord, because everything has a slight delay to it when dealing with electronics. But when you sitting there and you press a button and that button instantly causes a reaction, or you look into a helmet and you look up and that will make the fighter jet go up, or you look to the side, or you think to shoot, you know what I'm saying, and it reacts real time. All right, and that goes to Ezekiel. They're trying to be like the Most High and trying to mimic how the chariot operates, but they're not going to be successful in that, man, So, yeah, man, I just wanted to bring out this quantum chip and the AI, man. Found it very interesting and very skeptical, like it says, going into the GPS denied navigation. It says quantum gravimeters and magnetometers. It's like you track a vehicle's position relative to Earth's magnetic and gravity fields. This allows ships, drones, and aircrafts to navigate flawlessly even during heavy electronic warfare and GPS jamming. So, this is going to get past all those so-called defense mechanisms and technologies that Esau has to combat each other. All right? Exposing stealth. Quantum sensors are incredibly precise at detecting tiny distortions in logical magnetic fields, allowing forces to spot hidden submarines and stealth aircraft, you see? So they're going to be able to, from stealth bombers to submarines to missiles to anything, is going to be able to identify if it's a bird, because you got AI and quantum working together. It's be able to calculate and process. Oh, that's a bird. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's just a fish, compared to a missile. It says, so that's pretty much it to it, man. And I just found that interesting that they're connecting them to these two technologies that definitely has a significance to combat. And the combat is being able to adjust and make precise strikes and know where you are real time, So with that being said, I'm going to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha HaKodash, double honors to our apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. Shalom.